So obviously the first part would just be like introducing yourself, what you do, your music, that kind of thing.
Cool. My name's Wil Brookhart. I'm a 22-year-old producer based out of Dallas, Fort Worth. I primarily write with an artist named Carly Bearden, but I also have a solo project under my own name, and I like to write and collaborate with different people from across the country when I can. Um, we've we've taken the Zoom writing by storm and are trying our best in that.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely been different with the whole Zoom thing.
It's been fun. For me it was really weird because I had never I started producing right like 2 months before the pandemic happened. And so I had never actually gotten in like a studio to write with people until after doing like only months of Zoom.
Yeah.
And I'd started writing with people through Quadio, connecting with people like that I've never met in person and writing with them. So when the pandemic did hit, I was like already used to writing over Zoom, which is like completely backwards. And now that I've had taste of writing with people in person, I'm like, Zoom's horrible. This is so much better. As we're recording this interview on Zoom, we love Zoom. We love you, Zoom.
Yeah, you know.
You know.
No, like I get what you mean because it's like when I'm home, like I have a little team and we all work together, and that's different than like collaborating with other people that I haven't met before.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Being able to like bounce ideas off with people in real time, is like a luxury and a requirement that I did not realize existed.
yeah.
But I'm
So,
ready for in person to come back as fast as possible and be the only form, because that'll be fun.
honestly, yeah, same. So I do have a few questions, and then like what I like to do is like open it up and just like talk about whatever.
Let's do it.
So my first question is just like, who are your biggest influences?
Ooh. Man, I need to start being more prepared for these because I know this question's coming and I'm never ready. Um, I think producing wise, Phineas right now is like my biggest inspiration. I definitely have been drawn towards the like create in your bedroom, be on top of the world by like small means. I think that's been really beneficial. Jacob Collier, is just I have like a giant classical background, and I consider him like the greatest musician on the planet, just in general. So I definitely look up to him. Maggie Rogers got me into like creating music. Uh, I'd wanted to. I was like obsessed with her music, and I was like, I want to be friends with her. What would be the best way to do that? Probably just to also be famous. So I should probably start making music. So that's like kind of how it went, which is not normal. But yeah, Phineas, Jacob Collier, Maggie Rogers. Uh, I really like Ariana Grande's music a lot. I think that's like the type of music that I listen to the most.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's some good inspirations. I'll
yeah,
go
for
with that.
sure. And kind of like just to go off of that, like who or what kind of inspires you? Whether it's like your family, your friends, a TV show. I don't know.
Ooh, I think I linked up with Carly Bearden like right at the beginning of my like production career. Um, and it was like pretty early in her career also as an artist and as a songwriter. And so we've been growing together and like really pushing each other to be like to keep getting better. And so seeing everything that she does like will constantly inspire me. I also am like really into I've been like really into soccer and like English Premier League, or they'll say football. But I like I realized recently that I'm really into following stories and following people who are just like the best at what they do. I think it's really cool no matter what craft or what activity that they're doing. If you're really good at what, like if you are like on top of the world, there's stuff that just like is consistent across the board. And so I like following like the best, like Trent Alexander-Arnold will be like the best right back in the world for football, and he's just like a cool guy to like see his path and see his story. Um, and then podcasts, but only Radiolab, because it's the only podcast that you need. But it's so good. They talk about everything, and they make you cry and laugh at the same time. And we stand cry laugh.
Yeah, it's very therapeutic, if you will. So the next question I have is just like, what's like one goal you have for this year in 2021?
Hmm. I I like I've traditionally been really bad at setting goals, and I was wanting to get better, and so I made some goals for I don't I made goals and I didn't put a timeline for them. So I didn't say like end of 21, which I should go back and do that. I want to get verified on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's a really solid vain goal.
No, but like it makes sense. Like it's one of those things. It's like
I
it
just want
looks
that
cool.
I just want that blue check. I also would really want to I want to track that. I think I can get. We have like a lot of big stuff in the works with Carly right now, that we've just been sitting on for a while, and like 2021 is looking like it could be a really big year, because like we got super fortunate that we could stay busy throughout the mess of 2020, and so we didn't get hit by the just the halting of everything. We were able to keep being productive, which was just like an absolute blessing. But 2021's looking good, looking big, looking like a lot of work. And so I don't think personally have a track that's over like 5,000 streams, but I think I can get a track over 1 million by the end of the year. So that'll be a goal, which is that's kind of big. We'll do it. Sounds good.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was literally like I'll make like $3 from DistroKid this year. No,
Oh
yeah,
my god, that's a perfect goal.
just three.
That's the hardest goal out there too.
But I think this year it's possible because there's like my stuff, and then I'm producing for other people now.
Dude,
And
I just recently like I got like my first like for the first time on DistroKid having your name on like another person's track that you produced and like getting little percents of that, like that's been blowing my mind. I just got paid. I like charged my friend for the first time for like offering my production services. And like I made money off music. That's crazy. Also, it's crazy that we don't do that always,
yeah,
but that was like that was cool.
yeah.
I'll take it. I used it to just get Uber Eats for the next like 2 weeks, and then it was over.
I mean, that's fair though.
I deserved it.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
deserved extra delivery charges for 2 weeks. That's what I do music actually. I get inspired by food
Honestly,
dropped off at my door.
for me, it would be the coffee that I drink every day.
Oh no, we're not talking about that. It's over. That's Starbucks has become part of my creative flow, which is expensive.
Yeah, like that's probably where I'll go like after this, like
Yep.
across the street.
Mhm. 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 Yeah.
So my next question is actually my favorite, and it's just like, how does your life influence your art, and how does your art kind of influence your life to go?
That's a cool question. That's a good favorite question. My life is my art. I don't have a life outside of music. I play FIFA, and that's about it. Uh, how does how does my life influence my art, and how's my art? That's crazy. That's a good question. Look at you, like blowing my mind on camera.
Mm,
Um, yeah, I'm in college right now at UNT for classical double bass performance. And I have been like, I think I knew that I was gonna do music professionally like my freshman year of high school. And so I've like always been focused and working towards music. And then only like a year and a half ago did I start picking up production and quickly realized like, oh, that's the direction I'm going. That's what I want to do forever. Um, but like music has always been there, and it's kind of taken over everything else and like kicked out everything else that like has ever existed. Like I used to play like competitive soccer, and then I had to like quit that because I was like, oh, I am missing every single soccer practice because I have a rehearsal or a performance or like a coaching for bass. I'm like, cool. Everyone else that is like playing at the super high level of soccer is like that's their main priority and it's not mine. So I should like get out of that, but it just really like reinforced that music is my main priority, which I was happy with. I'm hyped for. Um, so I don't have a life outside of my art, which is cool, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah. It's crazy because like I don't even major in music, but at the same time, I can't see myself doing anything else.
Hell yeah.
So
That's 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 the that's the other terrifying part that will show up.
mm,
Yeah, I'm like, and even if I am majoring in music, but I'm majoring in a different type of music that I see like no true relevant. Like I went into college thinking I was gonna go play in like a symphony orchestra,
yeah,
and now I'm like gonna go be a rock star instead. Like that's different,
yeah.
but
It's also crazy when you're like doing like your practice for school as opposed to like your own projects. Because like I'm
oh
still
yeah,
a minor in music, so like I'm playing like a Brahms waltz right now on piano, and then I come work on my stuff, and it's like R&B and like trap music.
oh yeah. I love the switch of like getting back from like an orchestra class and then just like turning on 21 Savage and being like, yeah, this is the move.
Yeah. So my final question is literally just like, what do you have in the works right now? Anything you'd want to like plug, that kind of thing?
Hmm. Do we know when this is getting released?
Not okay. So this is the 12th one, I think, and the first one should be going up this coming week.
Oh, dope. You've
Yeah,
done 12 of these? You're killing. You're cooking. What the heck? That's so cool. I'm honored to be number 12.
yeah,
12 is my favorite number. That's not true, but we'll pretend it is.
yeah. Of course.
It's definitely it's your favorite number too, right?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
I bet everyone watching it's their favorite number too. 12.
It has to be.
Okay, so depending on when this comes out, we'll have, let's see, should I hype up a track that's coming out in 3 months?
Honestly, with the timeline, that might work.
Okay, so when you're listening to this, go onto Spotify and listen to Carly Bearden, Just Friends, that is out on March 5th, so it'll have been out. It's probably viral, you've probably heard it already. It's probably already in your playlist, but if it's not, go add it again. We got an artist named Grace B, all lowercase, with a track called Coming of Age if you want to like dream a little bit and like just feel warm and happy. And then potentially pre save a track called Honey by Carly Bearden. Maybe it says featuring Nagaris, we don't know. That is coming out soon.
Literally, that's me trying to like line everything that I know is coming out this year.
I we thought we had everything set up, and then we didn't, and like every timeline that we had prepared changed, and we're like, oh, cool. Got to figure out what that looks like now. But we're potentially, I think we're slotted to get 12 tracks in the next year. That's the plan. And so we'll see what form they take. It might be an album, might be like two pairs of EPs, but check out Carly Bearden. We got cool stuff going. 12 tracks to dance and to cry to. I think that's what inspires me most to make music. I told people that I want to make people dream, dance, or cry. Like those are the only options for music.
Yeah.
And so and then you have to like, as a producer, like you and I were just going through like all three of those back to back to back. Like you'll just be writing like a track to like a club hit, and then the next one it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be something you cry to in the shower.
Yeah.
Like crazy stuff. What do you have coming out?
Let's see. Two songs coming out on Valentine's Day.
Oh, gonna be adorable. Are they both yours or are they with?
They're both me, and then one is like featuring my friend. So
Nice.
that's exciting. And then my other friend has an album coming out at the end of the month, and I produced the last song on it, which is like an EDM track, which was
Oh
different.
wow. You do everything.
I know. And then
Go
another,
from Brahms to EDM to hosting a YouTube web series.
yeah, you know. And I'm just starting to get into possibly being an artist manager. So that's
Oh,
about it.
nice. Dude, honestly, like you people that have done DIY music and like have taken it seriously, like we would make good managers. I would trust you with my life.
Thank you. That means a
Yeah,
lot.
for like 12, whatever 12, like 12 days, 12 months, something 12, I would trust you for that much. Like 12 out of 10 recommend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not, let's, there's one more thing that comes out this month, I think. And I think I'm the feature on it. And that comes out at the end of the month.
Ooh, that sounds like some sneak peek, like big reveal right there.
Yeah, I'm excited. It also means I will not release anything in March because that's enough for a month.
Yeah. I need to release another solo track. I haven't released anything, I haven't released anything under Wil Brookhart since June.
Mm.
And it's February now. That's kind of sad.
I mean,
I've just been working with other people, but
there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
yeah, and I'm like having a blast doing it. But also, Carly hadn't released anything since August, so we've been in a drought. I had the Quadio remix with Dasha, so that came out, and that filled a tiny little hole. But yeah, I'll also hype up this upcoming Will Brookhart single that I have no idea what it'll sound like because it doesn't exist yet. But it'll be out by the time it'll be being promoted when this gets promoted also.
yes,
100%.
exactly.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, this is just where it's like open. So whatever you'd want to just like talk about, let an audience know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Can I flip this interview on you?
Yeah, some people have. So
uh, let's see. What is like what is your proudest moment? And I'll think of my proudest moment. I mean, music wise.
hmm, I don't know, because I think I'm really proud of like the team I have back home and like the basis that we're building. And it's like Gutter Music Entertainment. This is gonna be the next wave. That's us. And like my whole heart is in that. Then like I'm so proud of this EDM track that I produced for my friend because like it's so cool. Yeah, I don't know.
I think yeah, it's it's I realize like we're like because my proudest moment is probably like getting to hear like when we did like a 3 day writing camp for the track Honey that'll be coming out soon, pre-save, haha. And we were like with one other artist and her mother, and then these three people from LA that we flew out, and like a photographer and his assistant, all just like cooped up in this house. And we like blasted it on like some monitors like at like 11 p.m. once we got like the first mix back of it from the day, and I like that was probably like my favorite moment and like proudest moment of just like seeing people be super hyped, super excited about something that you created. Like that kind of blew my mind. I love that we're both proudest moments are stuff that people won't get to know about yet.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, dream collab.
Ooh.
I've in the most humble way around Quadio, which is how Jasmine and I got connected. I dubbed the title Collab King just because I did the very first Quadio collab, and then I did an entire EP of Quadio collabs, and so that's how I built like a name around the Quadio community. But Dream collab is something I've been thinking about a lot recently. I really want to get Tate McRae or Doja Cat or both of them at the same time or Corpse. But Corpse would never happen. I think those are my three right now.
I definitely have to say Bryson Tiller. Like I love Bryson.
Oh man, you and Bryson Tiller would like shake the world.
Right? Like he inspires like the sound that I'm doing right now. Like I love him. And I don't know. I also love Big Sean though. And like A Boogie.
Ooh, just put them all together.
Yeah.
I told Carly that if we ever get not if when we get nominated for like best new artist for
Mhm.
Grammys, that like I want to be the type of person that like all the artists we just like DM on Instagram and be like, hey, you guys want to like all make one big track and drop it the day of the Grammys? Like that's exactly where my mind goes, and I was like, let's just make like a mega track that wins Song of the Year next year.
Yeah. I'm actually doing one right now with like three other people on it.
Oh, good.
And then it I found like the collaborators through Quadio though. Like it's just
Oh,
now
so
getting in the
cool.
works. Because it was this track that my this guy I go to school with had produced for me.
Hmm.
And it's so cool, but like it has all these different sections. And I was like, there's no way it's just one voice on this. There can't be.
Oh yeah.
So now it's gonna be like four different voices and
I've been there. Do it. Go all in. That can be super cool. I like it. It was really cool doing the EP, um, of like all Claudio collabs, and so it was people that like I'd only met. I think there were like 7 or 8 artists involved total, and over 5 tracks, and I had met one of them in person because he was like my friend from school, and everyone else like I still haven't met. Um, it was just cool to. I gave them a lot of freedom on like the writing side because I haven't like properly written lyrics in like a hot minute because I'm bad at it. But I gave them like a lot of freedom on like the writing side, and everyone came in with like a new perspective, and there are like some people that would be on like more than one track, and so then there are like hints of consistency and like themes, but it was just like really variety show, which is cool.
mm, I'm, I'm excited because I'm kind of working on like an album right now. And that's exciting. Um very much bad bitch music all year. That's how I'm feeling.
Yes, that's what we need. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That's the goal. All right, album or EP? Which do you prefer to listen to?
Mm, album, I think. It depends on the artist.
I used to be terrified of full lengths. Like the thought of making a full length album scared the shit out of me. That was like I was like that's a lot of work, and like keeping a listener engaged for that long. I also really liked EPs then, but then once I started like thinking about like the idea of like a debut album, I like realized that albums are really cool, and I started listening to more albums. I'm like, these are pretty sick.
Yeah.
EPs feel nice though. Albums you can if you have a message like connecting the entire album like wait, favorite album of all time go.
Trap Soul, Bryson Tiller.
Yep. Freudian Daniel Caesar.
That's a
And
good one.
that album blew my mind when it came out. It was like my first week of college, and that just like set the tone for my first 2 years. But like all the tracks like connect to one another, and it just like makes sense. I'm like, dang, that's how you make an album. Good stuff. So,
Mhm. I
team
feel
album
like
now.
with like Trap Soul and like Tiller's last thing, Anniversary, I feel like I'm doing the reverse Bryson Tiller. I feel like the EP was very soft and heartfelt, and this is just not.
Good. You're just you have to like you're just showing the people what they want and what they need, but you're telling them they
Sometimes
don't ask for it.
you just have to be like in your power, and that's it.
I dig it. I'm excited to hear. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
What
different.
else? What else do we got?
Mm, favorite classical piece.
Oh man, this is hilarious. Okay, so you're a classical piano.
Yeah,
Okay,
kind of.
I think kind of yeah, same. Um, Maurice Ravel's Introduction Allegro for string quartet, flute, clarinet, and harp. It's beautiful. There's this moment in it, like 2 minutes in, that sounds like it is being played by like a full orchestra, and it's 7 musicians, and it's crazy. 10 out of 10 recommend. Introduction Allegro, Maurice Ravel. Uh, that's our nerd out moment of the day.
Yeah. No. Okay, so I was playing a Bartok piece last semester,
Hmm.
and the thing is, the first movement, it's literally just called bagpipers. And so, like, you're basically playing the bagpipes, but like on piano.
And this is your favorite piece?
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but like, it's interesting. It sticks in my mind
Cause
because it's the bagpipes, but like, piano.
bagpipes. I kind of want to hear. Man. I'm debating if I want to go search Bartok bagpipes after we end this call or not.
It's a cool piece. Like, it's fun. It's just, you wouldn't think, like, yeah, like you really sat there and was like, I'm gonna call it bagpipers.
One of the like first times I was ever producing, like I had this good friend who was a saxophone player at UNT, and I like recorded him over like like a little like trap beat that I made, and then he was like, "You should add a bagpipe to it," and then he was like, "I was like, what?" And he's like, "Bagpipe trap is the most like meme hard hitting genre. Like if you just hear bagpipes and then like a fat 808 just comes in the background." And then we tried it, and he was like, kind of right.
I would have never thought of that.
Like, bagpipes into a break, into a drop, kind of fire. Like, I never want to do it again, but it's kind of fire.
Yeah. Because like I'm trying to like hear it in my head now, and I'm like, that's different.
It's it was an experience. It really opened my eyes to uh, the wonders of music production.
Yeah.
Bagpipes. I think we just dragged like an Apple Loop bagpipe in Logic, and then just like threw it over a beat, and we're just like, hmm, yeah, maybe.
Might as well.
But worth a shot. Worth a shot. But sweet. Hmm. Trying to think of anything else that's like important and relevant. I just want coffee. Should we go get coffee?
Honestly,
Time for coffee. Might be time for coffee. This episode is officially sponsored by Starbucks. If you guys want to send the gift cards in the mail to
mm,
us for endorsing your product throughout this entire episode. Um,
greatly appreciated.
yeah, yeah. I wanna get sponsored by Starbucks so bad.
Honestly, same.
I don't think they would ever do that, but
I feel like if I were to work like a normal job, which I probably will have to because I'm gonna need money. But
money, money's crazy, dude.
so I'm thinking I might be good as a barista. So maybe I should just work at Starbucks.
Dude, my roommate's girlfriend works at Starbucks, and like I'll go pick her up and get a drink for free, or drop her off and get a drink for free, or just like walk in when she's working and get a drink for free. It's the move.
Mm. No, it's so crazy when I like talk to other people in college and they talk about like like driving places and everything and like it's normal. It is. But for me, like I've gotten so used to walking everywhere and just like taking the bus because it's free with your ID.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't drive. And I never have.
Wow. You don't need to until you start like, especially if you're producing like on a laptop, you don't need to drive anywhere. Once you start like having like four guitars to take into a session, then you like, oh, you're not sitting on a bus with that.
Yeah.
Not walking down the street with a guitar on my back and one over my shoulder and one in either hand.
There's a kid I know that like he rides his skateboard and he always has his guitar on his back and he's just ready to go all the time.
That's what I aspire to be. I want to be. I want to learn how to skateboard. That's my goal for 2021. I take back everything else I said. I just want to be able to skate. I want to like not be questioned at if I went to a skate park. That's my goal.
I feel like if I were to skateboard, it would definitely add to like this is such like almost like a TikTok term to use to explain this. But I feel like it would add to the raging bisexual energy that is myself.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
You already don't drive. That's good enough. Like the skateboards like next tier.
Exactly.
That's like confirmation.
If you didn't know.
Hey guys, look at my board. It has a rainbow in the back. Check it out.
Cool.
No, yeah, that'll be that. I should do that with that's Carly's. We're trying to like one of Carly's like management team told her that she needs to be like a cult leader for the DFW LGBTQ scene. And I just like, all right, cool. Start skateboarding. We can do it. Skateboarding, skateboarding. This is why I don't write lyrics or like sing, because I just like can't pronounce words correctly. It's just like not even worth a try.
I always say I'm a producer first and a lyricist second, and then everything else.
I think I'm a producer first, musician second, an artist third, um, a like chef fourth, and then like 10 more things, and then a lyricist.
I've noticed like I'm not comfortable calling myself an artist yet, which is weird.
Your music under your own name.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, like I make music.
Artist. You an artist.
Yeah, but I won't say it though. I'm always just like, yeah, like I make music.
I make music. There's this like old video that just got resurfaced. With like Jay Z on a subway on the way to a like on the way to a Brooklyn venue, and he's just talking with this like old woman, just casually, and like everyone's like trying to like get an autograph or something. She's just like, "Oh, are you famous?" And he's just like, "Yeah, I'm famous," but like polite because he's oh, and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's just like, I make music." So that's like all I want to do now. I just want to like, if anyone asks, I'm just gonna say I make music, and that's it.
Yeah,
Give no more information. Be on top of the world, but just say like, yeah, I just make music. It's fine.
yeah.
That sounds
No,
great.
I remember since you like said like he was in Brooklyn, it made me think of this. The first summer I spent like in New York. So I was doing like a summer program at NYU. And I remember there was one night we were walking back to like the dorms and we were going through like Washington Square Park. And there was this man, it was this homeless man, and he came up to us and he just started singing Stand By Me with us. And then he just told us to stay in school and like that we'd be great. And it was the coolest experience.
Wow. Dang, what the heck?
Yeah.
That I need an experience like that. I don't have any like eye opening stuff, but that's sick. I'll live vicariously through your public transit experiences.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's weird being like in school and like riding the bus because when I'm home, like my hometown, public transportation isn't like a thing really. So I'm just always in the car with my mom, like, hey.
Hey. Yeah, I like looked out in like my place right now. Across the street is a school bus stop or like a bus stop, and the next stop after us is campus, and it's also the first stop like leaving campus. And so I'll just hop on the bus, walk to the Starbucks, get coffee, and it's like get back on the bus before it even like leaves its cycle. And like the bus driver's like, "Oh, you're back already." And I'm like, "I just need a drink." And they're like, "Okay."
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, I'm from like this very, very small town in West Virginia, of all places.
Our favorite, our favorite of the Virginias.
And then, you know, I come to school and I'm in like upstate New York and it's completely different, which is like cool for me.
I grew up in Austin, which was like a pretty big city. I was like in the middle of the city too, and now I'm in school in Denton, Texas, which is like college town, 100%. And like, I think the first time I was here, someone referenced like downtown Denton, and I was like, "What do you mean downtown? It's like a square of stuff around a courthouse for like 2 blocks.
Mm.
That's it." And they're like downtown. I was like, "What? You guys are crazy." But I've never been to like I've never like properly been to like any of the like big cities like New York or LA. I'm like potentially trying to move out to LA, and I've never even been there. And so I'm like, well, that's gonna be crazy and probably overwhelming, but
Yeah.
that'll be cool. But yeah, big cities. I'm a big city person. I like big cities.
Mm. I want to at least visit LA in
Yeah,
the
I
near.
probably should. Maybe not right now because it's completely shut down, but
Mm.
afterwards.
Yeah, because I know like after college, like me and my friend are going to move to New York City together and then work, I guess,
Yeah.
be adults, that whole thing.
Adults. Scary.
Yeah.
I was at Carly's dad's last night. We were just talking for like 2 hours about like adults and doing adult things and having to be adults. And I was like, dang, crazy.
Like I just turned 21 a few months ago and that doesn't feel real or
Was
like
was was buying your first legal drink just like hilarious? Just
yeah,
like an absolute meme.
yeah.
It's like still comical to me. Of
'Cause,
just like being able to just like walk in and be like, yeah, I'm gonna like buy this like 12 pack of beer,
yeah,
and I can, and you're not able to stop me, and I don't have to be like concerned about anything.
yeah. It's like you can now go, you don't have to go to the sketchy like gas station liquor stores, but they don't card you.
Where everyone that is under goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to like text a friend who's also going to the same party as you and be like, hey, can you pick up like an extra case for me? Like, you
Mm,
can just do it now whenever you want.
I
It's the
remember
move.
my first legal drink was an Audrey Hepburn martini at a restaurant. I was
I
like,
think you did it correctly. I think that's the way to do it. What did I have? I think I probably had like a hard cider. This is this Austin brand that I'm a big fan of. Who like low key sponsor Carly and I, so that's funny. We just have like cases of their alcohol just sitting in Carly's house right now. So Austin East Cider, we're a fan of you. But Starbucks is sponsoring this, but East Cider is sponsoring this, so it's a good balance. Good balance.
yeah. Imagine if they see this and Starbucks is like, did you really want us to sponsor you?
Oh, and then we just like yes, we really do. Like this episode's gonna blow up. Starbucks CEO, I don't know who you are, but DM me on Insta at cuffed underscore jeans. You can find me. Starbucks CEO. Kevin Johnson, my man. Let's link. Let's make business happen. Kevin Johnson.
Maybe, like maybe it'll just come across like his recommended on YouTube or something.
Maybe if we just keep mentioning his name enough times, like if we keep saying Kevin Johnson, like the algorithm will pick up that we're saying Kevin Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just want to rep your brand, dude. Big fan.
Kevin Johnson, we love you. We do.
We do. We stand. We simp. Kevin Johnson.
For sure.
Did we do it? We successfully talked about music, Starbucks, and that's about it. But
And it's very on brand. But
very on brand, 100%.
yeah,
It's the only way I could. It's the only way I can do it.
exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
You have final thoughts, final words.
Well, definitely like thank you for like being a part of this. It means a lot to me.
Thank you for
Especially,
having me. Thank you for inviting me. This is
yeah.
awesome. This is so cool. I'm excited to see the other 11 and the future 11.
I remembered to ask you because, and I think it was the third one I did. It was with Christian Ramos Crate.
Hmm.
And,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, Will. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Oh, dude, that man's brilliant. He's so good. He's so good.
Yeah.
Dang, that guy. We love Crate. Everyone go watch episode 3 if you haven't.
Yeah.
Because Crate's my man. Crate's my boy. He beats me in FIFA, and we don't talk about that. But we'll, we'll just keep that, like, under the radar. But
Because in the third one, there's a little shout out to you from.
yes, get that YouTube algorithm, Kevin Johnson. Alright. Kevin Johnson will actually be guest number 14. So stay tuned for the next one. Kevin Johnson is on the way. Um, talking about his music career.
Well, we could ask him like how he makes the playlist that they play in Starbucks.
Yeah, we can ask him like how he decided that he's gonna sponsor Jasmine Hancock and Wil Brookhart.
That's a good question. Yeah,
That's a good question. That's a good question. I like that question. I think we're good. I think we did it.
for sure.
Kevin Johnson.
In our line, please.
Kevin Johnson.
Yeah.
You're like, am I really gonna press stop on the record on Kevin Johnson? Yes, you are. Kevin Johnson.
And then it just ends.
Kevin Johnson. Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
well, Brookhart, listen to Carly Beard, and thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being a part of this. It means a lot to me. And
Yay.